neighbor, how long have you been suffering? Just get to Jesus. Yeah, God, I don't think you heard me. Said, how long have you been suffering? Well, just get to Jesus. You may be seated in this house. How long have you been suffering? Just get to Jesus. How many realize we see the significance of when we touch Jesus and when Jesus touches us? We'll talk for a few minutes. The first thing that I noticed, this man was a ruler. This man was in charge of a synagogue in Capernaum. He traveled a long way. Why? Because his 12-year-old daughter was at the point of death. My God. Do you realize that even before he gets there, they sent a messenger to tell him, don't bother the master any longer. Your baby has already died. We've already called the funeral home and made arrangements. But guess what Jairus says? He kept on going, being persistent. Oh my God, he says, if I could just get Jesus to touch my baby shall live again. How many realize that faith moves insurmountable barriers? How many realize that death is finality? Woo! But we said that he's able, even death can hold Jesus. We see the text. My daughter, he comes to him. He says, Master, my daughter is even now dead. The adverb now means at this present time. She's already gone. Oh my God. She's already dead. But he said, you can bring her back to life again. How many know that God is able to bring those things that are dead back to life? We're literally talking about somebody has taken their last breath. But there's nothing impossible with God. Oh my God. She's even now dead. But you can bring her back to life again. If, oh my God, you just come and lay your hands on her. How many realize that if you can just touch my daughter, woo, I know she's going to get up. I know she's going to get up again. My baby is only 12 years old, and I'm not ready to let go of my baby. They've already told me, don't bother you. But how many realize that I'm believing that God is able to turn it around? How many realize that faith supersedes what's actually here? Oh my God, here somebody should have caught that one. How many realize that God is able to do the impossible? Nothing can hinder faith. When you believe, how many know when you bring your situation to Jesus and when Jesus touched your situation, how many realize your situation is getting ready to turn around? Oh my God, in here, I think I'll talk by myself in here. But he goes on to tell him, my baby is only 12 years old. She's dead, but I'm coming anyway for you to just lay your hands on her. I believe if you touch her, she's going to get up again. Oh my God, how many know he has some faith? What I love about Jesus, Jesus didn't even ask the question. He just gets up and follows him back home. Oh my God, as he was going back home, how many realize he was going to lay his hands on the 12-year-old daughter? Oh my God. But as he began to walk, my God, towards the lady, how many know something happened? Realize he wanted Jesus to touch his daughter. She would be made brand new. But on his way down to Jairus' house, something happens. Woo! On the way. Y'all ain't going to help me today. Look at your neighbors and neighbor. The story wasn't even about the woman. Y'all gonna catch on to it in a minute. How many realize that on his way to Jairus' house, sometimes you in the right place at the right time to get somebody else's blessing. Right. You ain't got to have the whole cake, because as long as I can get a piece of the crumb. I mean, the same ingredients is in the cake, is in the crumbs. Yeah. Amen. But if we give God some glory, so like we begin to just look at that and begin to just think about faith. Faith moves the impossible. Yes. He said, if I can just touch him, his purpose was going to Jairus' house. And on his way to Jairus' house, he comes upon a woman. And the woman has a condition. How many realize that she has been bleeding for 12 long years? Wow, that's a long time. Well, what can I just break it down for you women in here? She stayed on her minstrel for 12 years. she was weak. She couldn't go home. She was considered unclean. Oh my God. By the Levitical law, she couldn't be around nobody. So she had to be isolated away from her family. She couldn't go home to see her family. She had to go away and be by herself. My God. The woman suffered for 12 years. Yes, she did. She says, if I just touch Jesus, I will be made new. Oh God. A woman who had suffered from a discharge of blood for 12 years came up behind him and touched the fringe of his garment. How many know he didn't even touch the whole garment, but he took the tassels of the garment. And soon as she made contact with Jesus, the Bible tells me immediately her blood dried up. Oh God. And when the blood dries up, Jesus knew instantly that somebody had touched me. He asked the question, wait a minute, somebody touched me. But how many realize that it was a crowd of people? Well over 3,000 to 4,000 people. And Brother Peter says, Lord, don't you see all these people? What are you talking about? Somebody touched me. But he said, but virtue has gone out of me. How many know it was the right touch? It was a touch of healing. Understand Jesus. Now wait a minute here. He's on his way to raise up a daughter who's dead already. Now this person has an incurable disease. Woo! She's HIV positive in my analogy. Woo! She got an incurable disease. Cancer the doctor's giving her. But what the difference is when you touch Jesus. Woo! How many realize that your sickness is going to be gone? How many realize that God is able to rise above what man says is impossible? Yes. An incurable disease. She gonna die with this one. Yeah. Yes. But she said, but if I can just touch Jesus. Woo! Somebody ought to be catching on now. There's no impossibilities with God. Oh my God, in here, she touched him. She was made whole. Jesus said, somebody touch me. Oh my God, they started looking through the crowd and saying, somebody touched me. But can you imagine the difficulties that she must have had? Have you ever been so weak? She was weak. She was stinky. She was in her blood. She was ashamed and was out of order. She was disobedient because she's not supposed to be in a crowd. But what did she do? She said, if I can just touch. Woo! How many know when you're on your fingertips? Oh my God, is where God dwells. If I could just touch Jesus, I will be made whole. Oh my God, in here, and when she touched him, what happens? The Bible says immediately she was made whole. But Jesus says, you touched me. She said, well, Jesus, I've been sick for 12 long years. Oh, I had no money. All the physicians, I went to the doctor. Now the insurance didn't run out. That's my physician. Oh my God, I have nothing to pay no more. They tried everything, but I didn't realize that now I'm still sick. I can't see my husband. I can't see my family. Woo! I have to go and be on an island by myself. But she said, well, something happened. Oh my God, when I heard that you was in town, I built up my faith and said, if I can only just touch Jesus, I know that I'm healed. How many know you can touch him this morning? You say, well, I don't see him tangibly. But how many know but in the spiritual realm, you got to say, I know I'm healed. Woo! By the blood of Jesus. Oh my God, in here, I'm almost out of here. How many realize that he's still on his way to Jairus' house? 12 years. Came up behind him, touched his fringe of his garment. Oh God. And when she got touched, the messenger shows up. How many know there's always going to be some negativity in the midst of something? But can you imagine, Brother Jairus? You mothers in here, y'all need to help me. Can you imagine your baby sick? And you got Jesus. And you're on your way to your house. But he keeps stopping. You come on here up and let's get home. And before he can get home, mother, what happens? Somebody came and said, don't bother the master any longer. is dead. But how many know that death is an insurmountable barrier? How many know an illness, oh my God, a disease, an incurable disease is an insurmountable barrier? But how many know what the difference is? When you got Jesus, nothing is incurable. When you got Jesus, nothing is impossible. Oh God, how many realize she was well? She shouted, went on and let me know that I'm all right now. But how many know how many years has she been sick? She's been sick 12 years. How old was the baby? 12 years. Good God Almighty, how many gates in the city? 12. How many disciples? 12. How many tribes? 12. There's something significant about the number 12. Let's back up. 12 years earlier. 12 years earlier, she had her first doctor visit. And 12 years earlier, the baby was an incubator. Say yeah. Let's fast forward 12 more years. The baby got sick and died. She got sick and had to be isolated. Say yeah. Now he's at the house now. And how many know they pay mourners? They pay people to come to the house and weep and cry with you. How many know there was a lot of noise in the house? People waiting all outside. Y'all know how it is when somebody died in your family. You see people you ain't never seen before. All they want to do is get in your house to see what you got up in your house. Hanging around you, waiting you to break down. How many know his wife was crying? Her baby is dead. Say yeah. But I asked you a question this morning. How long have you been suffering? Well, just get to Jesus. I don't care if it's been a year. I don't care if it's been 3 years. I don't care if it's been 6 months. I'm telling you to get to Jesus. But when he got there, what happens when he gets there? He says, it's too many people in here. Tell your neighbor you got to remove the doubt. Doubt hinders faith, and disbelief will cause you to lose out. How many know you can't go to God doubting? So you got to take away the doubters. Tell your neighbor, sometime you got to go home, open your door, and tell them to get out. He told Jesus that they got to get up out of here. I don't need everybody with me. You don't want everybody praying for you. You don't want everybody talking for you. But sometimes you got to open your door and say, get out. Get out, devil. You ain't ready no the hills. Get out, devil. Say yeah. But as I begin this process, I need you to grab in the spiritual realm. Come on and grab hold to your doorknob. Come on and grab your handle. When you kick him out, tell your neighbor, shut the door. High five who you're with and say, neighbor, shut the door. I mean, no miracles can't happen until you shut the door. Shut the door of your past. Shut the door of everything, every negative word. Shut the door to every doubt. He said, get them out. Come on and shut the door. Y'all gonna help me? Say, slam the door. I said, get out. But how many will? But you got to do more than that. You got to lock the door. Come on and practice that. Say, slam it. Click, click, click. Lock it. And oh God, you can't leave them open because what? A miracle is going to happen today. But I got to kill the Lord.